In this video, we'll use the design view to modify fields in a table. We'll see how to set the primary key, add fields, set data types, use the lookup wizard, and modify field properties such as field size, defaults, input mask, and validation rules. If we wanted to make a new table and didn't yet have a list of the actual data to enter in the records, we could begin by creating a table from the design view. We would then enter each field name and data type here. But since we already created a table and entered the data, let's instead modify that table. To switch from the datasheet view to the design view, use the View button located on the left of the Home ribbon or the Fields ribbon. The View button toggles us between the two views of a table. Notice in the design view, the field names that we previously created are listed along with their data types. All tables include a field called ID, which is set to auto number. Because of the bug in Access that doesn't number the records consecutively, we'll delete this field. It doesn't matter that it's the primary key, since we'll create our own primary key shortly. Let's add a new field called Discount. We can type it at the bottom of the list, or we can click in another field and then click Insert Row to place it somewhere else. The default data type is short text. We'll change it to a yes/no data type. Let's create a new field called Customer Number as a primary key. To set the primary key, use the button on the design ribbon or right-click. The primary key is an optional field that ensures that the data cannot be empty, it cannot be null, that it contains unique data, and it will automatically sort the records by this field. We'll also set it to short text, since the customer number will not be used in calculations. The Lookup Wizard feature allows us to create a list of data to choose from, making data entry much easier. We'll use the Lookup Wizard for the city field. It's found in the list of data types. We'll type the values that we want, then click Next. Enter the data in a single column. This is how it will display in the list. We'll limit the data to the list, then choose Finish. Here's what we created in the Lookup tab. Let's return to the datasheet view to see how the yes/no field we included, the primary key, and the lookup field works. Here's the yes/no data type. Click in the checkboxes to indicate that the customer receives a discount. The customer number is the primary key. Therefore, we'll get an error message if it's left empty or if it has duplicates. In the city field, we can click the arrow and the list of cities we created is displayed so we can easily choose one. We'll return again to the design view to work with field properties. Short text data types can contain up to 255 characters. We'll shorten the size of the middle initial to 1. Defaults can be set so that each new record already has the data entered. This doesn't affect existing records. Most of our customers live in Pennsylvania, so we'll set the default to PA. Let's look at the datasheet view. This message about losing data occurs because we changed the middle initial field size. Since we set it to a sufficient number, we don't need to be concerned about the message. Here's the default of PA for a new record. Since the middle initial field is set to 1, it won't let us type more data here. An input mask sets restrictions on how data is entered into a field. Use them for phone numbers, social security numbers, and dates and times to ensure the items are typed in a consistent way. To set an input mask for the phone number, click on the Input Mask row in the Properties, then click on the three dots. Choose the type of input mask, and then try it to verify how it works. At the next screen, we won't modify anything, so click Next. Click Finish when done. Now we'll try it out in the datasheet view. The input mask will ensure that each phone number contains the correct digits and format. Validation rules are created to restrict data being entered. Validation rules use logical operators such as less than, greater than, equal to, etc. Text must be enclosed in quotes. Some examples are sizes that are small, medium, or large, birth dates after January 1st, 2000, credits less than 20. We'll create a validation rule for the balance field so that only numbers between 0 and 1,000 can be entered. We'll also include a clear validation text message for the user. This message will appear if the validation rule is not met. In the datasheet view, we can only enter balances between 0 and 1,000. If we type a number outside that range, our validation text will be displayed.